Hello everybody, dear students of intermediate class, this is B.M. Shahidul Islam, Assistant Professor of English, Govt.suhrawardisollege, Pirojpur. How are you? Hope you all are well. You know that we had been doing different items under English second paper so far, and we had several classes on English second paper. So today I have switched to English first paper, and I have chosen the topic how to write formal email. Very important topic. You know that you have to write an email in English first paper, and this email has 5 marks. You are familiar with the email in this digital age, I believe, in the age of information technology. In this information technology based globalized world, email is very important. Do you know what is an email? Dear students, I am coming back there, that is to describe the nature and the features of email, but at the beginning I should say that email is the short form of electronic mail. Email actually, and you can write email in 2 ways. That is, if you write email or email, that is, if you put hyphen here, this is the hyphen. So you can write in this way, that is e hyphen then mail. So in this hyphenated way, you can write email in this hyphenated. Here you can hyphenate, or you can write just in this way, and both are correct. And email, E for electronic and mail for mail. So electronic mail is in short called email. Mail mean message. So what is an email? How can you define an email? An email is a method, or just simply you can say that an email is what should I say, is a method of exchanging messages among people on electronic base. So email is a messaging system, an electronic devices based messaging system. So this is a method of exchanging messages between people using electronic devices. So you need an electronic device like a computer or a smart mobile handset, which is actually considered as a mini computer. So you need to have a computer or a smartphone to open an email, and you must have an email address to get the facilities of an email. Email entered in limited use in 1960s. That is, it is believed that for the first time, email publicly used for the first time, as it is written in Wikipedia, in 1960s. Okay. Anyway, email allows you to send and receive from and to different people with email address all over the world within seconds. That is, email is a quickest. Email is a quick and most convenient way to relay the daily business communication messages all over the world on electronic, based on the electronic devices. So it is a quickest way to relay your messages all over the world within seconds. You can just click the button. You take just 1 second to send any message electronically to any person, however remotest place he or she is living at the moment. So email is very important to exchange your business related information or your personal information. You should remember that a carefully crafted or skillfully drafted email can be can be a most professional and most effective communication tool in the domain of business communication. That is, you should be careful when you are crafting an email, especially when you are writing a formal email. You should be skillful in drafting an email, and you are to follow some guidelines. That is, the most widely used email format is like this. That is, it has some I have just presented here a sample email format. What have I written here? Very easy, just like the personal letter. There is a little difference between a personal letter or even application, personal letter and email. So it is easy to draft an email. What have I written here? In the first place, to, and then from, then subject, then greeting, and then the main text, and then the polite closing remarks, and then the polite closing, and then my full address, the writer's full address. So how can I divide different parts of an email, a formal email? At first, write to, and then put the email address of the recipient, that is the person who you are writing to. To means the address, the email address of the person you are writing to. If you are writing to a company, then put the company address after to. At first, to, I have written just a fictitious address here, to Dr. Khan .ibs@gmail.com. This is a personal number of a person, email address, Gmail address. And then if it is a company, you can write in this way. Don't write both the addresses. I have just written here to explain. You can write just one address here. This is the Gmail address of a person, and this is the Gmail address of a company. For example, just an imaginative address. I'm not sure whether actually this address exists or not. Anyway, oxfordpublication.@gmail.com. So at first, what should you do? After to, you are to write the address of the person or the company you are writing to, and then from the person who is writing. Suppose you are writing. Now in the same way as you did after to, that is, now put the address, the email address of the person who is writing. The sender's address should put here in the second position, that is from. Lilians, this is also a fictitious address I have put here. I am not sure whether there actually exists this type of address or not. So here maybe this may be in first position, this may be the address of a person, or this may be the address of a company. If you are writing, if you are a person, then you should give the address like that, and if you are a company, you should put the address like that. There is some difference, and from the title, from the address, it's clear most of the times that whether it is a person or a company. It is clear most of the times. Our common sense indicates that no, this is the address of a person, and we can also understand whether this is the address of a person or a company. Okay, then Lilians lilians.irish@gmail.com. This is the address, personal address of the person who is writing the sender's address. And then if it is a company, then cambridgepub@gmail.com. So these are very easy. In the first place, you are putting the address of the person you are writing to, and in the second position, you are writing putting the sender's sometimes the sender maybe must be no doubt. So put your own address or your company's address here, the email address. This is what should I say? This is we can just numbering. We can put number here. Third position, then subject. You must write subject here, and when you open your email address, you are trying to send an email. Subject is already there. The option you will get in your device. So you must write subject. So what is subject? That's what do you do in your subject? In number 3, item number 3, that is subject. In an email, what should you do? You should state your purpose here. That is, and you should also bold. You can bold because subject is the focal point. You can bold subject, not only this, but the whole thing should be bolded. An invitation in this way, just because this is the focal point, because subject focuses your purpose. So highlight subject, just write, just highlight it. So what do you do in subject? Describe your purpose. What's my purpose here? Purpose is an invitation to participate in an inter-university debate competition. And you can understand that this subject is very important, because what we are going to describe in our body, that is in the text here, the body text depend based on the subject. So be careful that the body text and the subject should be interconnected. That is, what you are stating here in the subject, you should continue or you should explain the subject in your body text here. So here there goes the subject. And then number 4, dear sir, this is called greeting. Greetings. You should always open your email with greetings. Greetings is very important. Greetings, you know. So in item number 4, greeting, and you should be careful in greeting. I have addressed here as dear sir. You should not always address as dear sir. It depends on your relationship with the person you are writing to. If your relationship with the person is formal, then you should never address with the first name and the designation, never. If the relationship with the person you was writing to is formal, then you should address as dear sir or dear madam, or even you can address as dear Miss Lilians, or dear Mr. Chaudhary, or dear Mr. or dear Dr. Khan. In this way, that is the last name or the, what should I say, the status of the person, yeah, you should address. So be careful in greetings. Or even you do not know the name, the person is totally unknown to you, then you can just write here to whom it may concern, in this way. But most of the times, as we are writing formal email, so dear sir, dear madam is safer. You can write always, all the time. So when you are writing formal email, you can write that address in this way, dear sir or dear madam. So I have put here dear sir or dear madam, and sometimes you have to begin with a thanks. Just write with the line of thanks. When you have to write, you have to begin your email with thanks. Suppose somebody has, some client has inquired about something about your company. Suppose you are a company, you have a company, you run a company, and a client, a customer has sent a query about your company. Then you should start with a line of thanks. That is, thank you for your contact the ABC company. Thank you for contacting ABC company. You can write in this way, that is, don't forget to give thanks. Or suppose you are writing in replying to an email. Suppose someone has sent a reply to your email, then you should begin your email with a line of thanks. You can write, start your email in this way, thank you for your prompt reply. So in these two cases, that is when you are replying to the query of your client, you are to begin with thanks. Or when you are writing a counter email, that is somebody has replied to your earlier email and you are writing another email, you should begin with thanks. In this way, that thank you for your prompt reply. And suppose you are not writing in these two situations, but in a neutral situation, that is you yourself for the first time is starting the email communication, then there is no scope for you to include thank you. Then you should start in this way, that I am writing in reference to, or I am writing inquiring about. In this way you can start. If you are for the first time writing the email communication, just starting the email communication, you should start in this way, that I am writing to the reference, I am writing this to the reference, to, etc. In this way you can start. Anyway, this is all about greeting, and then continue your writing here. This is the body text. Here also clarify your purpose. That is, we are pleased. This can be called as body text. This is the main thing where you are stating your purpose. We are pleased to inform you that, etc., etc. Now just present your speech here, present your purpose here, state what you would like to convey, the body of the mail, the main body, that is your main speech, what you would like to convey. This is the place where you are to describe. And then we look forward to hearing from you. We can make another point here, number 5. We can call this point, we look forward to hearing from you. This can be called closing polite remarks. Closing polite remarks. So before closing your email, you should again, you can give thanks, or you can just what should I say, if you have any request action, that is, if you want the participant to do something based on your email, then you should indicate here, and you should also describe here before the closing, in the polite closing remarks, you should describe what you want your recipient to do based on the message of the email. So describe here, and you should include the closing polite remarks. Before closing your mail, you should write another line just to signal that you are going to close. But before closing, you have to write another line in a very polite way. This is the formality, of course, in the case of formal email writing. So here you can also say many other things depending on the nature of your message of the mail. Mail means message anyway. And then finally, best regards. This is the closing. Closing actually starts from here, because this polite closing remarks signals that you are going to close your mail. Anyway, then best regards. This is the polite closing. Best regards, or you can say regards, or you can say sincerely, or you can say sincerely yours. That is just like this business letter. No doubt email is a business letter when exchanging this between two companies, no doubt. So a business letter is always formal, and this also contains some characteristics of an application. When you write an application, you must be formal, and in the case of email writing, you should also be formal. So especially the closing item, the closing session is very important, as it was important in the case of greeting. Greeting and closing always important. So what should we do? never write as best wishes. Who are you to say best wishes or cheers? No, this is very informal. Cheers. No, this is very informal. You can of course write this cheers or best wishes, etc. Best wishes means you are assuming a senior person as if writing to a junior person. No. So don't write something which can signal that you are boastful or you think yourself senior or something like this. So cheers or best wishes, you can write all these things in an informal email, but we are writing a formal email. They should write formal email. So in a formal email, never write these things in closing like cheers or best wishes, but you should write best regards or sincerely yours. All these are always professional, and then write your full address, your full signature. Of course, Lilian's a chant. This is a fictitious name, or you anyway. Then Secretary, Inter-Debate Communication Competition Club, Dublin University, Ireland. So write just after your closing remarks, you should write your, sign your full name and your address. I am going to close, but just 2 words more, and that what should be the style? What should be the style of email? It is called block style. All the formal emails are written in a block style. Block styles means the text of the entire email, the text of the entire letter justified left. That is, from 2 to the last line, from first line to the last line, everything is on the left side. This is called block style. Everything is on the left side. This is called block style. That is, the text of the entire letter or entire email is justified left. Number 1. Number 2, single space lines, not single spaced. That is no space actually, but normal style. No space is there. Even between 2 paragraphs, no space. So don't space. There is no space. Just in normal style, always write email. The all in together is a unified whole. No spacing is there. And you should leave 1 inch on all the 4 sides of the documents. Just put 1 inch margin on all the 4 sides. Just leave 1 inch or 24.5 cm centimeters. What should I say? Margins on all the sides of the document. Only 1 inch margin on all the sides of the documents. This is called block style. And be careful. Your spell check, finally spell check, grammar check, and whether any problem is there in politeness. Be careful of all these things. Dear students, we will continue our formal email writing even in our next class. Thank you very much for joining me live.